Tonight on SmackDown Live AfterBuzz TV After Show, the fallout for Money in the Bank. Daniel Bryan is everywhere, and we have a Luke Harper sighting. Stay tuned!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, get your bow and arrows ready, because Harper's back, and we're back to break down AfterBuzz TV SmackDown Live right here on the AfterBuzz TV network, AfterBuzz TV YouTube page, iTunes, SoundCloud. You're liking, subscribing, telling your friends and your enemies about the wonderful world of AfterBuzz TV. What's up, everybody? I'm Christian Rosenberg. The Twitter @Rosenberg, Instagram @Rosenberg. T-shirts. I like a Christian's Closet T-shirt that I'm wearing. ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. I got my Techno Team 2000 over on the other side of the table here. @TomTheComs, Mr. Tom Connolly.
Hello. It's been a great couple days, guys. Great couple days.
Great couple days?
Yeah. I can't wait to rage later. We'll get to that.
So that was sarcasm. Wow.
Maybe.
And in quite the T-shirt that should be its own Christian's Closet segment, the Yeah Luke Harper T-shirt that is not, I don't think, officially a WWE shirt.
So it can't be a real shirt?
No, it can.
Body paint?
I'm just stating we might have to find out where it is. At Scott Narver, it's Scott Narver.
This has been the greatest couple of days in wrestling. I have gotten everything I've ever wanted. I don't think wrestling can get any better than this week alone.
We had a Harper main event. We had Enzo get destroyed. And we had ladder matches.
This is the best.
Yeah.
This is the best.
And hanging out with us this week, he's a guy.
I'm a guy.
He's pretty cool.
I try to be.
He just joined Twitter because
joined.
it's 2008.
I've been less of a Twitter guy than Carmella's been the Money in the Bank women winner.
Yeah.
At Flood City Frank. Please
City
welcome
Frank.
Frankie George.
Guys, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being
Looking
here.
forward to it. Thank you.
Well, we're excited that you're here. And we're excited to break down SmackDown because a lot of talk of Money in the Bank. I say we just have the Luke Harper music loop the entire
I
show.
don't know why we haven't done it for every show in the past.
And of course, a shout out to our backbone, our pulse, our heartbeat. At Jim Booth. Jim Booth.
Hi.
Hey. So, Money in the Bank came and went. Now, Tom, I know you were on the Money in the Bank after show that we did here. So, for all you that want your fill of the pay-per-view in detail, make sure you check out that podcast. But let's just quickly touch on it because, being that it was a SmackDown pay-per-view, we need to address a couple things with it. First off, I feel like based on all the reviews and all the tweets that I've read, I was in the minority when I say I enjoyed the pay-per-view.
You were in the minority.
I thought the Jinder Orton match was better than the previous pay-per-view. I thought the men's Money in the Bank ladder match was fantastic. I really enjoyed the Usos New Day match. I mean, yeah, I see some people bummed with the count-up, but you know what? I said last week it would end in a DQ to continue the feud. Pretty much the same thing. Really, the only thing I'm bummed about was not how the women's match ended, but how short it was. I was bummed because I felt like that match was under 10 minutes. And I see all the complaints about Ellsworth helping to win that monumental match.
All I heard was the
Yes.
yes.
But
Billy Gunn's got a new theme.
yeah.
Yes.
But isn't the job of a good heel supposed to make everyone talk about you and have people angry?
What are you talking about? That was a act of love. That was the most romantic thing I have ever seen in my entire life. What James Ellsworth did.
It was, yeah. I mean, I guess I never thought to think of it that way.
It's like putting Rose on the door in the freezing cold water, helping her out. That's what it was. That's a Titanic reference.
But then
Tom.
he fell
He's
off
a
the
big
ladder.
romantic.
Yeah, I know.
He
We
acts
know
like he's not. He is.
No, we know how big a romantic Tom is.
Yeah.
We're aware of this.
But I didn't think of it that
No,
way.
because John Cena's his favorite wrestler.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Hustle,
you know,
loyalty,
that's how
respect.
romantic. Why not propose at WrestleMania? The biggest place ever.
Tom
to do
has
it.
rules about romance. Take your shoes off.
But yeah, so I mean, all the controversy was mainly with this women's Money in the Bank match. That's all everyone was talking about since the pay-per-view. What are your guys' thoughts on what happened Sunday? We'll just touch on that quickly before we really break into tonight's SmackDown, where everything kind of changed.
I'm in agreement with you. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was fun from top to bottom. It had everything that I wanted, and yeah, I saw the Ellsworth Carmella thing. It seemed like the most likely thing, and I dug that. I liked the fact that it created story. It got people hating Carmella, got people hating Ellsworth, causing Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, who were both not at the show, for one of them to show up at the show later on.
For, both guys not to be at their pay-per-view.
Yeah, you want a problem with this thing? Have a problem with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, who weren't there to come out and go, no, hang it back up and we'll do this again. A bunch of dumb referees standing around. I figured this out.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the pay-per-view. Like, I was in the majority, or whatever. I just think the matches, there were some matches that were good, but the ending I didn't like of the Money in the Bank. Like I said the other night, I think, if anything, I wish Ellsworth would have helped her up the ladder instead of grabbing himself. But what happened tonight, though, which we'll get into, I mean, after tonight, I'm like, all right, it wasn't that bad of a show. Now you look back on it, I'm like, all right, what happened tonight made up for the show. And it was at least the weakest SmackDown pay-per-view they've had since the split, I think.
Yeah, Tom and I watched it together, and we were thinking the whole time, it's like, boy, this feels like an above-average SmackDown. It doesn't feel very monumental. I think that's what we look for in pay-per-views, and maybe that's just what we're used to. I thought the ending of the women's Money in the Bank match was awesome, because I think it created a good story, and as we'll get into, maybe they put the stops on that story, maybe they keep it going in a different direction. I thought the tag team match was great. Again, another ending that feels maybe a little flat, but they're bad guys. That's what bad guys do. The ending, men's Money in the Bank ladder match was an awesome ending to the night when Shinsuke came back out. Great energy. We swore that AJ was going to be able to hold himself up with one arm and pull that briefcase off. For three whole seconds, I was grabbing Tom's arm going, can this man do that? I was like, I believe AJ can do that.
If anyone can.
He is phenomenal. So
they send them back. If you can't do it, you get to win.
Yeah,
but if you fall,
that's
Plan
your
B.
problem. Yeah, exactly. Plan B. But yeah, I liked it, though.
We did talk about it on the pay-per-view show that we were like, well, Cesaro could probably do that. And we were like, oh, that's how that if Cesaro ever wins, that's got to be how he wins it. Like, because he's the only person that could probably hold himself up.
Well, he's got all that tape on his shoulder protecting it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
My only beef with this pay-per-view, I thought it was pretty good. I just didn't think they utilized the ladders enough. There weren't enough cool spots with the ladders. Because being a Money in the Bank pay-per-view, the things that stand out are AJ hanging from the briefcase and Kofi's crazy trust fall dive. And with all the ladders and all the people you had in the women's first match, like the women didn't even do like typical things like the helicopter spin where one puts the ladder on their neck and takes out everybody, or two ladders sandwich someone together. There are not enough ladder stuff for me.
And to me, I think part of that was just because how short it was. I don't know. I just felt
Because it was under 10 minutes.
I
Right?
felt like it.
I think it was like 13.
Was it 13
or something like that?
Is that including entrances?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because
Tamina's entrance takes forever.
Oh, the other thing I didn't like was the Fashion Police's match was too much of a wrestling match and not enough comedy like they've been doing. So I thought that was kind of like a moment.
And when it turned out to be the Ascension.
That was such a shocker. What are you talking about? We were shocked. I was like, I fell on the floor. I was like, it's the Ascension? Oh my gosh, what's going on here?
But imagine if Tyler would have went under the ring and came out with like Ascension face paint and shoulder pads and like stood on their corner and wanted to get tagged by Connor or Victor.
Oh, I've been all for
It
it.
would have been
Awesome.
hilarious, but
Yeah.
the fact that they try to make them wrestle a wrestling match with another tag team that no one really cares about right now, I was like,
Now.
wait a minute.
Well, side note, Breezango has a T-shirt now. Yes.
That's solid.
Yes, they do.
I haven't seen it yet.
We might need to get a photo up of it.
Yes, please.
Jimbo, if you can try to find it real quick. But it's... I know this is like an impromptu Christian's Closet segment as well. We were talking a few weeks ago. Yep, there it is. But we were talking a few weeks ago about, like, what would their shirt be like? And one thing I noticed right off the bat with it, and I was concerned about this, I think, from the get-go, since they've been going by Fashion Police. I felt like that was trademarked. And it's proof in the T-shirt that it was. Because the T-shirt says Fashion Patrol. But it's like a big old like badge in the front with both Breeze and Fandango's like silhouettes in it, and then I think the back of it says you have the right to remain gorgeous.
No, it doesn't say gorgeous.
It doesn't say gorgeous?
I don't like whatever it is. It's not as clever as it should be. When I did see it.
Yeah, well, we're getting the photo up here. Jimbo's loading it up, so the masses can also view it if you have not seen it yet. Oh, stylish. You have the right to remain stylish.
Yeah.
Ooh, absinthe.
Sponsored by Absinthe. But yeah, I'm happy that they have a T-shirt now, and everyone should buy it.
Well, after I send out my like 6th tweet of all time,
Your 6th tweet.
I'll go
time.
to WWE shop and pick one of those suckers up.
Okay, right.
I dig it.
And right after you do that, make sure you buy a Christian Rosenberg T-shirt.
Absolutely, we'll do it. I like it.
Are those
Combo.
official WWE shirts?
They're officially Christian Rosenberg shirts.
I don't know if that's a real shirt.
Do we get like 20, 30, 5 for 5? Like, come on, deal on this or what? Because WWE's always getting out deals. I get an email like every day.
Hey,
All of these things
there
make
have
me
been-
who I am.
There have been promo codes that I have given out.
All of these things make me who I am.
Do they? All right. So let's get into SmackDown tonight. We start with all the women arguing in front of Dan O'Brien's office. And he says, I'm going to talk to all of you guys, but I want to hear Carmella first. And then she goes out to the ring with James Ellsworth. Talks about how the name Carmella's been training worldwide for the last 48 hours. You all said I made a mockery of the women's division. I've been overlooked and underappreciated. I was the last draft pick in the WWE draft. But she's like, hey, remember when Kane came down to help Seth Rollins win Money in the Bank? Or when Bray Wyatt, who wasn't even in the Money in the Bank match, prevented Roman Reigns from winning and that let Sheamus win? How can I break a rule if there were no rules? I miss Money in the Bank and there's nothing you could do about it. This promo was awesome.
It was a great promo. But before that, I think James Ellsworth didn't go into his office. I think he went into the men's room. That's why none of the ladies followed in.
You mean Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, Daniel Bryan, yeah. I think that's where he went into, so that way the ladies are like, well, we want to argue, but, oh, gross. He's going to the men's room.
Only place you can find peace.
Yeah. Now he's got a kid. Leave me alone.
Well, I love the fact that she brought history of the Money in the Bank match in. It was like, hey, this is not the first time that somebody helped someone win the match. I'm not going to deny it. Yes, he helped me, but who cares? I won.
Didn't MVP screw it up for Matt Hardy many years ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman screwed it up for CM Punk.
Yep.
I mean, it's tradition at this point. It's different because someone of the opposite sex physically took it off of the whatever
And a
the lad's name.
non-competitor in the match.
Yeah.
Like that as well. I don't think it was just so much to do with the opposite sex, but I mean, it's hand in hand, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, after everything happened Sunday, and then what happens later that we'll talk about, but like, once she had this promo, I was like, don't take this thing off of her. Like, what are we doing now? She better not lose this briefcase because she finally stepped out and became like. It's always kind of quiet when I think we've talked about this. Like, it's always quiet when she comes out, Carmella. Definitely not quiet now, and it's definitely never going to be quiet again for her.
Yep.
So out of everybody that has gotten called up in the last year, like she was the one that needed this, and I think she still needs it in the end.
Well, she even brought it up. She's like, oh, Charlotte's known for this, and Talia's known for this, Tamina's known for like, what am I known for? Now I'm known for something.
But I like that she's known for being intelligent, not like oh, I'm known for being like sneaky and getting what I want. Like, I'm smarter than all of you.
I outsmarted you.
Yes, which I think I thought really brought it around the whole promo, and it was awesome. I thought she let everything go, and I think it was a lot of stuff that she really wanted to say that she hasn't been able to in the last almost year being on the main roster.
Right.
So I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was great too. And anytime that WWE decides to use history that actually can logically bring you to a conclusion is great, because sometimes it's like, well, you're not supposed to remember certain things, or is this the first time that Big Show's ever been slammed or something like that? It's like, let's actually talk about reality. And I thought that was really great. And all I wrote down over and over again was heat. I felt like she was getting booed so much, and I think Ellsworth is playing a perfect role in this. And I think we have to see that, like, we've seen female valets or female managers do these types of things for men superstars forever. You know what I mean? And it's just great to see that turned on its, on the opposite side. And they're both playing that part great. I just think it was awesome.
A more adorable Harvey Whippleman. Daniel Bryan is backstage with Charlotte. He started to talk to Charlotte about, hey, the medics talked to me about your neck. And that's all we heard.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte's like, well, I don't want to talk about my potential injuries that could derail me for a while. We don't need to talk about that. We're all excited to make history, and apparently we did because it was mockery. Do the right thing. And then she walked out of the office.
A mockery? It's not a mockery. It's monumental. Historic.
Big E versus Jimmy Uso. Xavier says the Usos committed a prison break out of their own penitentiary. And they introduced us to the Warden. He's big, he's handsome, he has a big nightstick, and he's not afraid to use it.
Deputy.
Yep. Deputy.
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 Yeah.
Apparently they went to the Brizongo School of Reading, where the day one is H. So the match goes on. Big E's going for the big ending, but the Usos, tried to escape and walk out, and then we had a running trust fall off the ring steps by Kofi. This is now going to be his thing. It's not just a one-off.
He did a long time ago.
The trust falls? Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a while since he's done them.
Yeah, I'm sure
I love
there was
it.
a time where the trust was lost.
Well, I like it because you're always seeing either just a flying crossbody or the flip. But here it's just like I'm just turning I'm making a 180.
Never do it to Samoa Joe.
No.
Never do it to Samoa Joe.
No.
So be a little bit smarter and walk right out of the way.
Hold on. At the pay-per-view, when they did the Fashion Files, and they did, do you have the tape? Is it a Coliseum?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was awesome.
So great.
So Kofi hit Jay with the trust fall, and then Big E brought Jimmy back into the ring. He hit the big ending for the win. So yeah, this feud is continuing on, which is I'm perfectly fine with.
Mm-hmm. Still got a lot of momentum, still fun,
Yep.
and it was cool to see these guys in singles matches.
Yeah. And probably next week we'll have Jay versus Kofi or something like that.
No, they're in a tag match next week.
The Usos are in that with Mojo and
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Ryder. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought it was
New
a
Day might be
yeah.
that ringside
Mhm.
or something like that.
Yeah, maybe on commentary. Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought it was fun. It was a good match between the two, and they're not gonna have a bad match.
Right.
All four, or all five of these guys. So, yeah, it was what it was. It was kind of to help New Day, keep the momentum of after they lost. They still, are in the winning graces of the fans and everyone else. So.
Daniel Bryan backstage again. We're gonna see a lot of Daniel. Welcome back, Daniel. You're in every segment. He's on the phone with Shane, and he's interrupted by Natalya and Tamina. Natalya's just talking about how brave he is for being a dad, wishing him a happy belated Father's Day, and Tamina's like, "Shut up. We need to know what's going on." And Daniel's like, "I'll let you guys know."
She's all business.
And then they left. And we have Naomi backstage talking about she's ashamed of the things that went down the way they did. She'll be ready for whoever has the briefcase. She is interrupted by Lana, who, by the way, I thought did a great job. I mean, she's not Charlotte,
Right.
but
in Money in the Bank.
right. I'm talking about in Money in the Bank. I thought Lana held her own. I thought it was a solid match. Is it match of the year worthy? No, but I thought she held her own. I'm like, okay, now now that she got that one under her belt, let's see her start doing some more. And it looks like we're gonna, because Lana wanted the rematch. She felt that the only reason she lost was because Carmella distracted her. And Naomi said, even though you shouldn't have it, I'm a fighting champion. I'll defend this title against you next week.
Lana wrestles like Lex Luger. She just screams and yells in every offensive and defensive maneuver. So once she shakes that, I'll be on board.
Luger had a very long career.
Yeah.
He won a lot of titles.
Uh-huh. Different time. Different time.
I feel like I have to go back and watch that match. I mean, it was good. Like, she was fine. I didn't think she was like horrible, but
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
they're for a debut match with a lot of expectation, and because everybody already loves Lana, I mean, so much. Like, she's such a good character, and a great talker. I mean, that's the thing. Like, so she has so much credit already in her account from the fans just based on how she's been able to perform, which is like 4 years now, like since her and Rusev
Yeah, I
like,
think
showed
so.
up.
About that,
Probably,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's like it just flew by. So yeah, I was happy to see her in the ring actually competing.
Randy Orton, in a interview filmed earlier in the day with Tom Phillips, a.k.a. Tom Phillips got to sit with him and ask him one question.
Oh, I thought you were gonna use Tom Phillips, aka.
What?
Never mind.
Orton talked about how he lost control, how he feels like he beat himself, and he refused to deal with anyone dealing with my family. It's no longer about me winning the title. Jinder crossed the line, so he's prepared to do anything to anyone to get my hands on Jinder. He'll go to India and RKO the entire Mahal family if that's what it takes to get himself another shot at Jinder. Where has this, Randy, from this short promo, where has this been the last 2 months? Because they're like, oh, now it finally sounds like he gives a damn.
all they had to do is,
All they had to do
put
was
their
put
hand
his
in their dad's face.
The Singh brothers just had to put their hands on Cowboy Bob.
Yeah, a clenched fist near his face.
Yeah, oh, that just sent him over the edge. Oh, Randy was going crazy.
Like a 1930s cartoon.
Put him up, yo.
Yeah.
I think that works so much for Randy. Like, through the years, anytime that the most interesting Randy Orton is the one that's unhinged. I mean, it's like, I think people have looked over time and say, when do people go crazy? Well, when Stone Cold was going crazy, everybody went crazy. It's like, if you look at the past, when Randy Orton is like maniacal and nuts and just completely has no filter on his actions, he's a lot of fun to watch. And just like this evening, which we'll get into. But yeah, I like this Orton. I always have.
And can we please have like a family reunion of Jinder and Randy Orton really does RKO, like his dad, his sister,
We see via
grandma,
satellite,
yeah.
we're interviewing Jinder's family, and all of a
No,
sudden
they
Orton
fly
just,
him in.
Oh.
Like they bring him to the show.
No. Orton should
That would
fly.
be interesting.
Orton
That
said
would
he
be
was
really
flying to
Well,
India.
I would like that too, but I don't think Randy Orton didn't seem like the guy that they'd go, hey, listen, tomorrow after SmackDown tonight, we're gonna fly you to India
Well,
right now.
it could be the type of thing where like Jinder is like cutting a promo in the ring. He's introducing everyone to his family. They're via satellite on the Tron, and all of a sudden Orton just breaks in and just RKOs everyone, including their dog.
He also said he beat himself, so I'd like to see that. Randy Orton lose it and start RKOing himself in the ring.
He can hit that RKO from anywhere. So,
Yeah.
I mean, would you think that would be like a little too heelish? I mean, again, I like unhinged Randy, but like to go after another person's
Yeah.
family, like
He burned a house down a
that's
few
true.
months ago.
That's very true.
They got cheered for it.
Yeah, I got cheered for it.
He got a title shot for burning the house down.
Yeah.
What would be weird? He would have
Point
to, make sure that everyone's family. He's like, I think you're related to Jinder Mahal. Like, ooh, no, Randy, no.
That's just some other guy.
Yeah, like, oh,
He
that
just
was
goes
bad
down
PR.
He just is like in some market and he just RKO people out of nowhere.
From there we have Ziggler versus Nakamura, a rematch from Backlash. Ziggler selling his shoulder from Money in the Bank. Nakamura appears perfectly fine.
Strong style. doesn't
Yeah,
she?
strong style, has no weakness.
He's steel.
If he can do his entrance, he's totally fine.
Yep. This match was outstanding.
This is way better than their
I was going to say, I think
Yeah.
this was better than our
Yeah.
Backlash match.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome match. Nakamura showing some submission styles in this as well. Locking in the cross arm breaker, doing a triangle choke at one point also. I honestly thought after the eye poke by Ziggler that Ziggler was going to cheat his way for a win here. I really did, because I was so into this match. But Kinshasa, Nakamura with the win. Ziggler knocked out because he friggin' crushed him.
Ooh.
You heard that thud very, very, very loudly.
Yeah.
Anyone?
I just like that they I really felt like they, instead of having I think right away they had Nakamura actually get some offense in, because I think in their first match Ziggler was on top of him the whole time. And I think they just let these two beat the crap out of each other. Like, it really felt that way, and I thought it was great. And there's, like, little small things, like Ziggler just grinding his face with his boot. Nobody does it anymore. Like, you just go on the WWE Network and just go, like, into the mid-90s, and, like, people are actually, like, dismantling the opponent, like, little by little. Just things that aren't very flashy but build up into a match. And, yeah, it just went, you know, from a low point all the way up, and you know, and it ended with a bang. I thought it was great. They just really went after each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That Kinshasa, or
Kinshasa?
Kinshasa.
Coloss.
I can't even say
Col-
it. Yeah. I mean, that one at the end was
Headlock.
that was brutal. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel for Ziggler on that one. And then when he hit the zigzag, I was like, are they really gonna let Ziggler beat him right now?
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on in this match? And then when he put the sleeper hold on, I was like, are they gonna have him, you know, just pass out? Like, I was like, I have no idea where they're going with this match right now. But it was awesome. Yeah, it was definitely better than the Backlash match. So, I would want to see this again now, after I saw this one. So.
Yeah, and of course, you know, like, JBL just putting over how devastating of a shot that was, because JBL is the greatest commentator in the history of sports entertainment. Like,
Why do you say that?
you know, like if you're making a Mount Rushmore of WWE commentators, JBL's face would be on all four.
And JR would be chiseling his nose.
Yes, JR would be chiseling JBL.
And Shivani is like sweeping up the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why I'm saying this, is because after our show last week, normally we all go out and get a bite to eat after and celebrate how great of a show we all had. And we happen to be talking about different superstars' Twitters. And we're going to look at JBL's. And apparently I cannot. Because JBL has blocked me. And I don't know why.
We should keep a running tally of everyone so far. Who...
Well, the ones that I know of are Ryback and JBL. Those are the ones I'm sure there are others.
What have you done?
That's the funny thing.
You are
I feel
such
like
a heel. You're trying to get everyone in the wrestling business to block you.
I feel like I generally have never really said much of anything negative about JBL in the show.
All
Yeah,
villains...
you're not the one who has.
Yeah, Tom's the one Tom's raged about JBL multiple times.
That's clearly in character.
Exactly.
You, all villains think they're justified in thinking
Right,
they're
if there's anyone here that's not being in their character, it's clearly me.
No, Christian Rosenberg.
Yeah. Yes. So, I just thought it'd be maybe a good idea if, like, all of our listeners can tweet JBL and just ask him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, there's what I'm saying.
It'll be my seventh tweet. I'll tweet him.
There you go.
All time.
My seventh tweet.
I just want like simple like tweets to be about, you know, whether like, hey, unblock Christian, or why did you block Christian, with like the put a hashtag unblock Christian, and either he's going to do it, or more than likely he's just going to block all of us.
Well, let's see here.
I haven't been blocked yet. That would be my first block
chat
of
roll.
all time.
I think chat roll maybe should come up with a good hashtag for it, because I'm not sure of
Christian
one.
Rosenberg will block Frankie, I'm sure, after this.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Let me see. I'm curious because the chat roll's already started to mention of who's been blocked by Ryback and JBL. So please, if you've been blocked by either one, acknowledge it, because so far we have Andrea Beeler's been blocked by JBL as well.
Andrea's a sweetheart. Why was she blocked by JBL?
Too
Probably
sweet.
said some
Too
lovely
sweet.
things about him. That's probably why. So.
Oh man. I just think
George
it's hilarious.
Cenero says Eva Marie blocked me on Instagram. This is fascinating.
What are you people doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
And now they're saying you're using them for your personal
Yes,
gain.
yes, I'm using all of you to tweet him, and while you're on your computer, might as well go to prowrestlingtees.com/Christian Rosenberg and buy a Christian's Closet t-shirt.
2 things they got to do? Man, this is a lot of homework.
So many calls to action.
I'm so
late at
confident.
night.
I'm so confident in our listeners that they can multitask.
I'm sure they can.
Yes.
They're all going to block you.
Yeah.
Yep. It's happening.
They're going to follow JBL and block you.
Yep. Dan O'Brien's backstage with Sami Zayn. He lets Sami know that he's going to be facing Baron Corbin next week, and Zayn is cool with that. And Becky Lynch walks up, and Zayn's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I'm sorry that you got robbed in your Money in the Bank match." And he walks away. Leaves Becky.
What are they doing with that? Right? Is something going on there? They're gonna start something.
Why? Because they're both have bright colored hair.
No, I don't even think of that. I just think, why would he even say anything to her if they weren't gonna try to?
Because they're
start some
friends. They're both
storyline
loved
with
by
them.
the universe.
I guess I don't know.
To show males also care about females.
Yeah.
They're not just.
Tom, you're the romantic. You know
actually,
this.
I think I do know why they could maybe possibly do this.
For Sonic milkshakes.
Yes, exactly. Which
Yeah, we're not.
Pretzel
I don't think we're
balls.
there yet.
No,
but we're gonna get to that.
But if Mike and Maria are gonna feud with somebody,
Where
could
were
feud
they tonight?
They didn't show up. I guess I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Luke
that's
Harper
just-
had to show
Yeah.
up.
Mr. and Mrs. Canellis.
That was awesome.
Next week.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
They had the best theme song.
That what
I need to find it.
when the theme
It's not on
song
Spotify yet. So
when the theme song started, honest to God, my first thought was, did they give Brother Love a new theme? No way, he's busy in another company.
I thought it was Breezango had a new theme because I think we had just seen the Fashion
Yep.
Files right
Oh,
before
right.
that.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh.
like, you saw the hearts. I'm like, oh, this is like 80s, and this is
Or it was going to be like the team that attacked Brizongo.
yeah.
right.
There's a lot of ways. Yeah, they surprised us. But yeah, I think if they're gonna do something, if he's gonna feud with Sammy eventually, then he could have Becky come in to help him. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Sami Zayn feud with James Ellsworth.
No, not James. No, with Mike.
That's what we're asking for. Ellsworth.
We want it all.
we want Ellsworth and Becky to fight in a match. That's what we want to see.
I want Ellsworth to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase.
And hold the women's title.
Maybe.
On Kevin
You
Owens.
do want more Harvey Whippleman.
Yes, I do. Well, Becky is talking to Daniel about how, like, the worst part of everything is that she physically had the briefcase in my hand and then she got toppled over the ladder. Feels like this is supposed to be the land of opportunity, but now it's turned into the land of handouts. Is doing the right thing really that complicated?
Yeah.
Felt honest, though. I mean, she, it really didn't feel like she was cutting a promo. I felt like she was really speaking from her heart.
Yep.
I mean, we had a lot of segments, and I don't want to be a negative Nancy here, but we had a lot of segments where people.
It's okay.
Okay.
A
There-
frowny Frankie.
Yeah. Oh, right. Negative Frankie. Yeah. There's a
frowny
lot of.
Frankie.
Oh, there you go. There was a lot of segments where people are complaining. There's a lot of segments where people are like really, upset about something, and a lot of it has to do with about the women's Money in the Bank. But I really felt in the midst of all that, Becky was really pouring her heart out. So kudos to that performance on there, because it didn't feel like a performance. It felt like it was real, and I believed her. I believe that she was really, really devastated by this, and she missed an opportunity that shouldn't have been missed.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, the chat roll is saying that apparently Mr. and Mrs. Canellis had a non-televised segment during SmackDown tonight. That is on the WWE YouTube page.
Oh, I'm also being told Mike and Maria Kanellis has blocked you on Twitter.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Add them to the list. Kevin Owens. The only reason he's standing in the ring without the Money in the Bank briefcase is because the other 5 guys conspired against him. They knew that he'd be the dominant one, and they all took him out. But he takes it as his duty to truly make SmackDown a land of opportunity because he's giving someone from Dayton, Ohio, a chance at my title. Out comes AJ Styles, who was not from Dayton, Ohio.
I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good match. No.
Owen says you can't have a title match because you're not from Dayton. So then out comes Chad Gable. Remember him? Mm-hmm. It's been a while. But he's also not from Dayton, Ohio. But he said he just moved here, and the address he gives is the address of the arena. But apparently that qualifies for him to have a title match.
Thought it was a college.
I thought they
Yeah.
were on the campus in Dayton.
Oh, maybe they are.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But he moved there this morning.
Right. He just moved there this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he lives in a trailer.
Ooh.
That's how he gets around. They
Like,
all, they all do
and
buses.
He calls it his home, and
Yeah.
where they land. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
There's only like 1 million wrestlers in this company that are from Ohio. You'd think someone would be from Dayton, like showing up backstage somewhere. I mean, there's just a ton of them. So that's why I was like telling him right away. I was like, there's got to be somebody from Dayton on this roster, right? Somebody. There's somebody from Ohio.
Oh, I
Well,
was-
the Ascension, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Somebody.
Victor's like, yeah, I'm from Dayton.
Or you just have local jobber guy, and you have AJ complaining about it, and then maybe AJ distracts, and like the local guy, like for a brief second, looks like he might actually pull off that impossible win.
That did happen in this match, though. We watched that same thing you described, didn't we?
Well, Chad Gable is not a local jobber.
Well,
No,
as a
but-
singles competitor on
Yeah.
the main
Yeah.
roster, has no resume really.
Right? That's true. And they had a very fun match.
Oh, the beginning with
Mm-hmm.
the
Suplexes?
yeah, those are so great. And Owens was flopping around like a big fish, like he just couldn't get any ground to start. It was great.
Well, the fact that Gable was able, I'm forgetting the name of the move.
I call rollover German. That's all I can think of.
Sure.
Why not? Awesome. You and I both just
Yeah.
right away were like, that is
The one that
cool.
Doug Williams would do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it called it.
Oh,
At the
yeah.
end?
Yeah, like
Oh,
what
yeah,
Gable at the
yeah.
end, where like he did the roll up and immediately held onto him and did a deadlift into a
Doug
German.
Williams calls it the chaos theory.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's sick.
The
That's a
Colossus
sick name. Yeah.
theory. Yes, that's right, Jimbo.
Pop-up powerbomb by Owens. He gets to win.
You have now been blocked by Chad Gable on Twitter.
Have I? I was just complimenting him. Why
him
do so
my
many
moves?
people
Come
not
on,
like
man.
me?
I've been on TV for 6 weeks. You should know my moves still. Come on.
He's never named that move. Damn you, Gable. But yeah, so clearly looks like the feud between Owens and AJ is not over. This will continue on, and I am okay with this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is great.
definitely.
More of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Owens just looks great in red, white, and blue. So great.
Doesn't he feel patriotic?
He does. He does. I love it. I love his attire. He's the man. I like it. It's good stuff.
I could see them definitely, if he's doing to do this like open each week, the whatever.
Yeah.
What was it
Well,
called?
next week would probably be Jason Jordan then.
Yeah, well.
Where are they?
maybe.
Oh, there is. He
They're
from
in
San Diego. He's from
Yeah,
San Diego.
We'll say he's from San Diego next week.
But I feel that if he does these, I think I don't know what they're gonna do with Cena when he comes back, but I could see him, challenging Owens if he's gonna do it.
How
Yeah,
dare you?
it comes full
I'm not
circle.
saying yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's how Owens started. So
That is good. Yeah. Well,
So-
again, well, 9 times out of 10 do they pay attention to history? So.
yeah.
Well,
They
Carmella
did tonight.
Carmella
She
clearly
did.
did tonight.
She's
did.
now their historian.
That's a good one.
But one thing I've been very surprised about while we've been doing this show, I feel like Tom has been holding in some anger.
I have been. I really have been.
Oh.
Because you've seemed very, laid back and smiley and happy, but I can see through you. I've known you long enough.
I know.
Something's bugging you.
It's been boiling the whole show, and I really need to rage about this guy.
You need to rage?
I do need
Oh,
to rage.
snap.
boy.
I'm gonna rage. Not even think about SmackDown, because why would I rage about SmackDown? I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna rage and be delighted about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw.
Sure, we'll just talk about another show.
We got to see Enzo get the crap beat out of him by Big Cass. Finally. I know Scott's happy about this. Look at that. Look at
It's like Christmas morning.
Cloud
Scott.
9.
Yeah. He's
It
got a
was
brand new bike.
awesome. It was so good of Big Cass to finally drop that dead weight, and now he can be a real champion and be respected. I don't know if Scott's really gonna respect Cass anymore, or a little more.
Anymore.
Or I mean, at least some, or no? You'll have to see what happens.
There's a slight sliver of respect that has grown. There's a seed that is planted.
Gotcha. I thought it was good though. I thought it was a great segment that they had on Raw to end it. Like
Where's the rage?
I'm delighted. I'm not raging now. I'm delightfully
Yeah,
raging.
cut the music.
I'm happy for this. It was good. It was a lot of fun. I just wanted to say that.
Your rage that one man has held down another man for so long. Sorry.
Exactly,
One
yeah.
rat has held down a human being.
A guy that would try to sleep with a married woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff going on there. Cass said it all. He was, just running his mouth all over the place.
Took everything away from a future Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner.
Hey, they can go on to win Money in the Bank briefcases.
You're talking about Enzo winning that, right?
Yes.
No. No. He,
Oh, man,
Well, you just planted a
Yes,
seed.
I know,
You
yes,
talked
I
about a
did.
seed.
Yes, I
Talked about
did.
a seed.
Book it.
It'll happen next year.
Yep.
Burn it.
He's gonna throw out Big Cass.
Oh,
That would be fake. Phony and fake.
oh god.
Hype Bros backstage. You want to talk about going back to the history books?
Yep.
Showing a video clip from 6
So-
months ago.
This was the most canonical SmackDown I've ever seen in my entire life. People were literally in the back going, wait, what happened like 6 months ago? Let's go through here. Let's go through the scripture. Oh, yeah, that actually happened. It was unbelievable.
I feel
love
like
it.
Zack Ryder goes to meet and greets with his phone and going like, yeah, this is where it happened right here. I'm owed a rematch when I come back.
So they're letting Dan O'Brien know, hey, we've been on fire because we've had one match and we're 1-0 since we've come back. We earned a title shot. Let's get that title shot. And Dan O'Brien's like, well, a lot of things have changed in 6 months. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do, kids. That's what he called them, kids.
He did call them kids.
He says, next week, the Hype Bros will face the Usos in a non-title match.
I don't understand contenderships in wrestling. I really swear.
Yeah.
Talk about rage. If you had brought this up, that's probably when you've been able to rage. Can you get a second rage going? We talk about this all the time. Yeah, it's like, I'm tired of champions losing like the match before the title match. Like all of a sudden they're just going to get better like instantly once the title is up for grabs at that point.
Like they don't care as much. They're like, I guess if we lose, we're not losing the belt. So sure, we lost this match, but next one we're not going to lose the belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, fight a top tiered team that has held championships
Fight the New Day.
before. Yeah.
Brazongo, they were
Breezango.
just #1 contenders like last month.
Yeah, if you're able to beat them, then we're gonna have you in serious consideration.
Yeah.
Like not if you beat them, like that doesn't happen in anything else. There's no MMA fights where they go, well, if you can fight the champion and beat him,
Then we'll get you
consider it
another
next time.
shot
Yeah.
at that guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not a pre-Super Bowl Super Bowl.
we've kind of talked about it. Like I feel like this is like 2017 is the worst year for tag teams ever because they're just gonna all break up. Like we've had how many teams break up this year?
Enzo and Cass.
Goldust and R-Truth.
Yeah, DIY. Like it's 3. This is gonna be the 4th one. Hype Bros in about 3 weeks when this all goes down.
That's true. About halfway through the
So-
year, we have 4 teams break up.
Yeah.
Jericho and Kevin
Yes.
Owens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. So I
I
just
think we were all
it's-
just trying to forget that one because
Why? That was awesome, though.
No, it was
Oh, it
awesome.
was sad. I know
You
it was sad.
It's
Yeah,
sad.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But I think it's leading that to that way. I feel like I don't think they're gonna win next week. I think
Goldberg and
it'll
his
be.
shirtless son. They broke up.
I'm gonna put a shirt back
We
on.
got you know what would surely cheer all of us up for all these tag team breakups? Good old shake from Sonic.
Just one? No.
Well, no.
I
No.
wouldn't be happy.
No, we got 2,
I'm not
but
sharing.
we're trying to rate them.
Oh,
Sami Zayn's asking Ty Dillinger for his opinion.
Does he have a clipboard, I hope?
Yeah,
Is how
he's
I-
taking notes.
Retain information.
He's breaking it
about-
down, getting all the details, taking notes.
He's got nothing to better to do tonight.
And Ty gives both shakes. You ready for this? Gave him a 10.
Well, he didn't try them.
He just by looking at him, he knew they were a 10.
Oh.
If he tried them, they would have broke his scale. It probably would have been higher.
Because they're probably fake.
What?
Yeah.
And you can't put those things under studio lights; they'll melt. Use mashed potatoes.
So guys, we
It's an old trick. It's an old Hollywood.
we
trick.
had a Chad Gable
I would
sighting.
drink a milkshake made of mashed potatoes in a heartbeat.
We had a Chad Gable sighting and a Ty Dillinger sighting for Sonic.
Frankie does have a good Ty Dillinger storyline, if you want to say it.
Oh yeah, I'll give the condensed version. You can run this gimmick into the ground, and it will always be awesome. This 10. I think you guys can take this in the writers' room. I think that you should put him next couple months. Let him, build up some wins.
You mean put him on TV?
Put him on TV. There you go.
Okay.
And not in a commercial. And then actually have him go to Daniel Bryan or maybe go to Shane and say, you know what? I think I should be in line for a title shot. I earned a lot. I think it's time, and I think we should use that 10 matches. And we get him 10 matches, and I think as the matches go on, they get more and more important. I think you start him in maybe one on SmackDown. Obviously, you're not going to have a pay-per-view every single week, so maybe a pre-show match, 1 or 2, maybe 3rd or 4th is kind of the start of the actual main card. Work his way up, and I think if he wins his 9th match, he gets a title shot in the 10th match. And I would keep it on Jinder as long as you possibly can, because I think anybody'd want to see him, win his 10th match against Jinder. He doesn't have to win against Jinder. I think he would become, even bigger in whether defeat or success. But I just use that.
Could you do that for the U.S. title, or do you have to be the WWE title?
You know what? I'll take U.S. title. I think it'd be a great storyline regardless. I think it's I think what they did with like Sheamus and Cesaro, when you have the best of 7, people know you're gonna go to 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just and I think that the fans would still appreciate and love rooting for this guy as he works his way up the card. You can see a progression, and 10 matches would be great. And that's just, it's his gimmick, and you make it work. And maybe it would be Owens. If you do U.S. title, maybe you don't want to put the world title on him. I think him and Owens could tear the house down in that 10th match. I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
He has the perfect 10 streak that he has to achieve.
Yep. I think that, yeah. I mean, it works totally with with the gimmick that he's got going on. I mean, I just think it's... I can't be the only one who's thought of that. So, I mean, I don't think it's that original idea.
You've released it to the world.
There you go.
I think you're the only one, because if not, we probably would have seen it on TV.
Tamina's thought about it.
Yeah. Probably.
Tamina's like, it'd be good. And he's like, I'm doing a commercial, please.
Daniel Bryan in the ring with all the women who participated in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Says he has to stick to the rule book. And he says there's nothing in the rule book that says you can't have someone else climb the ladder. However, we had something that never happened before. We had someone literally remove the briefcase from the latch and hand it to someone. Then Ellsworth says that Daniel Bryan has to stop being a dad or he's been too busy being a dad to a vegan hippie baby, and it made you soft.
Spelled correctly.
Spelled S-O-F-T.
Which then...
That's spelled wrong. What are you talking about?
No.
Which then Daniel Bryan threatened to punch him in the face and fire him.
What did he say before all this? He has to keep his emotions out of this.
Yep.
That's immediately what he did not do. That is an irrational boss, and he threatened an employee.
And he said, here's another first. Carmella's the first person to hand over the Money in the Bank briefcase. Because next week, we're doing it again.
Do you think he was walking in with that? I mean, again, if we're looking at it in a realistic way, is he walking in with the intent to take that, or did Ellsworth just put him over the edge and then he just reacted like, I'm stripping her of this?
I think he was about to fire Charlotte.
Yeah, maybe.
Clearly. He's like, nope,
Neck
we don't
injuries?
need you on SmackDown.
He was going to lob it up like a basketball at tip-off. He was going to throw it up and whoever grabbed it.
Wait. I'm sorry, did Scott just make a sports reference?
What? I just said nonsense words. Was that a thing?
That's a thing.
Like a sport thing.
Yeah, a basket of balls.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a basket and it's filled with balls. And you throw them all
Oh,
up in the air,
Scott,
whoever
I
grabs
caught
the
you
ball.
red-handed.
It's
What do you
like
mean?
I caught you red-handed.
Jingle All the Way when you had to get the balls.
You got a
to get
LeBron
turnover.
jersey on under that shirt.
No, I watched a little WCW and I saw Karl Malone. I saw Dennis
Mailman.
Rodman. So
Good save.
I don't think
Good
Robin
save.
lives here anymore, though. I think he lives in a different country or something.
what?
Yeah.
Future WWE Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Rodman?
It could. It can. It can happen.
It will.
It probably will.
They'll run out and they'll go, sure, Rodman, why not?
So we also apparently talking smack according to the chat roll. Daniel Bryan officially barred Ellsworth from ringside.
Oh.
Keep your
Whoa.
emotions out of this.
Ah. Why doesn't he put him in a cage and hang him above the ring next to the briefcase?
You know what? When this one...
You climb up the ladder. You have your choice.
Why don't they have to put it on Ellsworth? That's
Which one do you want?
When this one goes terribly wrong, then Shane McMahon has to ban Daniel Bryan from making any decisions about it.
Yeah.
Well, next week on SmackDown,
For free.
right? Because this
you
entire
gotta pay for
episode,
cable.
Cable
Yeah.
is...
Cable
you're right,
is
cable's
more expensive.
It is.
this entire episode of SmackDown was us promoting next week's
Touche.
episode of SmackDown, because we have Hype Bros versus the Usos, we have Naomi and Lana,
The state of the Tamina address.
the State of the Tamina address,
Corbin and Sammy, I believe.
Corbin and Sammy,
Yeah.
thank you, and then the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, all
Great.
announced for next
Must-see
week.
TV.
This is huge.
Mm-hmm. This is a good thing.
Yeah.
And no John Cena still. So even better. Right?
7 days after.
Might
7
be a
days.
segment or two hyping him for the following week.
Probably.
Main event. That's right. I said main event. Jinder versus Luke Harper, everybody.
Yeah.
Luke Harper is alive and well. And he's on SmackDown. Not just on SmackDown, but in the main event. Scott, I almost feel like you should be breaking this match down. Would you like to, or would you like me to take care of it?
Well, it was easy right from the get-go. Luke Harper busts right out there, and then Gator rolled Jinder Mahal and got the win. New champion.
Yeah.
No.
What are you
It was
talking
awesome.
about?
Great way to end SmackDown.
Yeah.
People are like
Scott.
going like crazy right now. Like that can't be right.
People who are
watch.
just listening to this and haven't watched SmackDown, you just confused them, Scott.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not what happened.
What did you see?
We saw a competitive match
Yeah.
where after
He got Gator rolled.
well, I don't think
then
there
you
was
pinned
even a Gator roll. But after Jinder delivered a superplex, Baron Corbin's music hits. We're like, oh, is tonight going to be the night that he's going to cash in? He walks around the ring, showing Jinder his briefcase, and walked away.
I love it.
No, I was cool with it. With that, then, Harper tried to roll up Jinder, but he did not win. And then eventually, he was distracted by a Singh brother. He tried to discus clothesline one of them into the Colossus, and Jinder defeated Luke Harper.
No, that doesn't
unfortunately,
sound
Scott.
right. No.
But Luke
Not the
Harper,
match you saw, right?
Luke Harper was in the main event.
Yeah, wait, which Singh brother distracted him? Jimmy or Jay?
No, they're Samir Sunil are their names.
No, that's not right either. I don't know what show you're watching.
I was watching SmackDown Live.
I don't think so.
Well, after the match, Randy Orton comes out
And goes
and
insane.
beats the hell out of everybody. And I was saying this part, I'm like, okay, Corbin, come back out. Because he's beating the hell out of Jinder. Now you come out and cash in. But Jinder ran over the barricade through the crowd, while then Randy Orton proceeded to, for the third time in like 4 weeks, murder the Singh brothers.
Is some of the best handicap matches I've ever seen in my life. Most entertaining. I could literally watch 3 or 4 matches in a row of those 3 people doing their job. It's so much fun.
So SmackDown ends with Orton staring at Jinder as Jinder was making his way through the crowd. So clearly,
It ended promptly. Like, it
yeah,
was
like, oh, we're out of time.
yeah, we got to get to American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Because Raw did not. Raw went way over right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like almost 20 minutes over or something.
Just kick him in the head already.
So clearly this feud is not over with Jinder and Randy. We're going to have at least a third match. What will the stipulation be?
If Randy loses, he has to stop. He has to find something else to do.
It's got to be some kind of like.
They got to do something that will prevent the Singh brothers.
Yes, yeah.
It'll probably. My guess would be.
There you go. I haven't had one of those in a long time.
Which one?
The best
The
Punjabi
Punjabi
prison
prison?
match.
Oh, God.
Those are so good. A steel cage match on a SmackDown Live. Would be
No,
my
I think it'll
guess.
be at the pay per view.
Oh, you think? Nah, I think they'll do it on TV.
I mean,
Well,
we give
is
it
there?
some time,
That's what I was
yeah.
asking. Is there a pay per view
There
after
is.
Great Balls of Fire before SummerSlam?
Yep.
Yeah, there's 13 of them.
Is it Battleground? Like, what is
No,
it?
I think it's Battleground.
Is it
yeah,
Battleground?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't even promote it at all tonight, which is kind of weird. I'm sure that maybe they did, but I don't remember hearing them.
No,
say,
I don't
like,
think. No,
hey,
they
in a
didn't
couple
hype,
weeks,
they didn't
we're
hype
gonna
that
be
one up at all.
Yeah.
I think because they want to focus. Hey, all right, we need some people to watch Great Balls of Fire.
here. Do they? People aren't just gonna watch anyway.
I mean, do
Main event.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Main event of that
Well, yeah.
show.
Oh,
Main-
yeah,
main
no,
event's
so-
gonna be
yeah,
awesome.
Okay, yes, I do want to watch that. Yes.
And then
Couldn't
the
tell you
return
any
of
other
Deuce
match.
and Domino, guys. That's gonna be so good.
Return of Deuce and Domino.
Why wouldn't they be at that pay-per-view? It's custom made for them. And Cherry, she'll be there. Serving Sonic milkshakes.
Girls on the skates. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be so good.
Do you think? See, like this is when we've talked about like them having like no sets anymore.
Yeah.
Like this is the perfect pay per view to have a drive through
yeah.
set up there, especially if they're gonna have Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman beat the hell out of each other. Like, just hitting them with milkshakes and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't
Throwing
know.
them through a movie screen.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're probably not gonna have a set. So
Tom's gonna wear
Yeah.
all of his Back to the Future gear
I am.
for this pay per view.
Nice.
He's gonna go insane.
George McFly or Marty McFly?
Marty.
All right.
Well, let's do a quick prediction for next week since we have another Money in the Bank match next week.
Your AfterBuzz TV
We'll just say, all right,
predictions.
same women. Are we gonna have the same outcome?
I think Carmella will win it again, solidifying that she is still more intelligent than everyone. She'll win it in a really crafty way and do something that no one thought of, and then still probably have some controversy to it, but still it'll be Carmella.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's after that promo tonight. I don't want anybody else to have it now. Like, she's the one that needs it. I mean, she did get at least the heel heat now of like people are gonna boo her when she comes out, but if she still has the briefcase and she still has Ellsworth, then I think she's next women's champion eventually.
Yeah, I agree. Keep that with her. It's just gonna make people hate her so much, and her and Ellsworth are just phenomenal together. I think it's great.
James Ellsworth is banned from ringside, but that will not stop him from getting control of the wire that holds the briefcase and will lower it to Carmella.
The very same man that lowered the contract for the McMahons back at King of the Ring '99.
Yep, it was Ellsworth the entire time.
No wonder he's been on the payroll forever.
The
Finally
master
got
of the
on
winch.
TV. So those are.
What about Jimbo?
Oh yes, Jimbo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd say Carmella should definitely keep it.
Oh well, along with that, do we think Lana's going to beat Naomi because it is a title match next week?
No.
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 I'm going to say
Lana Luger? No.
The Lana Express.
Yeah.
Lana Express.
What is her finisher?
That sounds
What's
kind
that
of
that
Yelling.
spine buster
Yelling?
thing.
Oh,
No, but is
yeah.
it though?
Is that-
we
is that not a
were kind
finisher?
of talking about the other night because
It can't be your finisher. Someone's already kicked out of it.
exactly Naomi
that's
kicked out of
true.
it the other night. So I think we were saying that,
Jimbo
that they.
adamant like, no, it can't be a finisher. Somebody already kicked out.
Well, that's what we said. We were like, well, maybe they told her on the week before to go out there, do a move that's kind of looked like a finisher. So we think that's your finisher, and then when you hit it in the match, and she, they think you're gonna win, and then she kicks out. So I don't know what her. I don't know. Probably the accolade.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Lana's gonna like win by count out. Or like I feel like it's gonna continue a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So have more matches down the line with those two.
At least one more.
Yeah.
At least one more. Those
Johnny
are
prison match.
yes. So those are all our thoughts. We want to know what you guys think. So you can leave comments on the YouTube page. Make sure you leave comments on the iTunes page as well. Let JBL know what's going on. And in the meantime, you can talk to us on various forms of social media. Scott Narver, how can people reach out to you?
You can reach out to me on social media at Scott Narver. You can check out Fox Sports Presents Wrestling Compadre Slamcast. And be sure to check out youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow. This week, Eddie Kingston and Bram, plus a couple other surprises, in the most chaotic episode of On Your Mark yet.
Whoa. That's a fun teaser right there. Tom Connolly.
You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TomTheCom.
Frankie George, thank you for being here.
Thank you guys for having me.
And
Appreciate that.
Tell us about social media because you're an expert on it.
Yes, you can follow Frankie George at Flood City Frank, and maybe you could be my 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th tweet of all time. So it's limited engagement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Jimbo, plug yourself.
Follow me on Twitter at Jimbo in the Booth.
All right, and you can follow me on Twitter at Rosenberg, Instagram, The Rosenberg. Again, t-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/Christian Rosenberg. And for all your other AfterBuzz TV news and gossip, follow them on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. For Jim in the Booth, Scott Narver, Tom Connolly, and Frankie George, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.